All right, what's good? What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Shakey Show. My name is Shakey or Adam. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we all doing tonight? Well, today, as I just said, good morning. You know, it's probably fine. In today's episode, we have a very special one, a very one that I was super interested in recording. And this episode is going to be very different from the last few that you guys have seen. This is with our guest. His name is Donovan. He is Mikey's or Slimak's brother-in-law, and this was an episode that we were both super interested in, really wanted to make for a while now. He is in college. He's planning to be a professor, and in the episode we talk about some of his favorite schools and his plan on actually getting into those his schools as a professor. Examples like Harvard. So, like I said, this is a very special episode for all of us. It's going to reach a very different group of people. And yeah, that's about it. Once again, I'll see you in the outro. Remember, stay safe, stay humble, live it limitless. See you next Thursday.
I'll start before I have to smoke it again.
All right, we're recording.
All right, we're good.
Turkey, bacon, raisin toast.
Eggs and bacon.
We fine?
Yeah,
We vibing? All right, cool. Donovan, how you doing, boss?
Good, and how are you, Adam?
I'm great. Great.
Look a little toasty.
What?
Look a little toasty though.
Am I a little toasty?
You're definitely not toasted, but you look toasted.
Are you okay?
Baked.
So you're toasty.
I'm toasted.
I'm not really toasty.
But you look toasted.
I look toasty. I'm
Yeah,
just tired.
That's what I was saying.
You toasty.
No. But do I look toasty? I guess
Yeah.
that's the trend of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
you
all
do.
look
I'm
toasted.
gonna be honest. Yeah. It's been a long day, assuming for all of us. Anything else going other than chilling at your mom's for a bit? Yeah.
Yeah, we were just chilling at my mom. Nothing too much.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, I am Mikey's brother-in-law.
Yeah.
So
I'm just kind of here, so there's that. Been over this before. Basically
No.
like a brother, but I'm not. So
Yeah, pretty. Been over that 1,000 times.
yeah, we should probably stop talking about it. They're probably getting tired of it,
Yeah, pretty much.
but it's probably fine.
Yeah.
You'll get over it.
Well, shit. Dono. So, you've been in school for a while, yeah?
yes.
What do you
yeah.
do?
So I went to Indiana University, studied political science, and now I'm at the business school at the University of Chicago getting my PhD. So that was like 4-year college, and then I'm on my 4th year grad school. And I got like 2 more years.
So how do you do
Shit.
school
So like
that long?
overall like 10 years.
How do you do school
Hell.
for 10 years? Yeah, dude, fuck that,
Hell
bro.
no, I
Well,
could
first
not.
off, like, yeah, so school was like always my thing. High school, a lot of like football was basically it.
Yeah.
And like I didn't really care about school, but it like came easy, so I just didn't try. Like I would do my homework like in the passing period before
Yeah.
my class over. And then when I got to college, that's when I just like fell in love with school. So like I like never didn't get an A in college. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that
And I
could-
studied like really,
Mm.
like everything was interesting to me.
What do you study in
So
school?
undergrad was political science, and like statistics. So what I did with political science, and what I do now is I'm getting my PhD in behavioral science,
Okay.
which is like as general as you could get, but it's like the intersection between like psychology, and the part of psychology that I study is like judgment and decision making. So like why and how do people like make the decisions that they do?
God, I could use your help.
I used to fuck up your.
Yeah. Like not to get ahead too far, but like for instance, I run experimental people. I try to figure out what drives people's decision making in certain scenarios.
Okay.
And then once you can like derive like what is important to people's decisions, you can like model it and then predict other people's decisions. Right?
Jesus.
But like every
Christ.
model can't be perfect, so I can't predict like everyone's decision perfectly.
Right.
So we in all of our models we have like an error term. So that's like, oh, that's the stuff like we can't explain. And that's Mikey. Like Mikey's like just the people we can't explain.
Mikey's the single
Yeah,
error.
like we're gonna try to like capture the majority of people's decisions. So when we like try to forecast the future, like most of the time we're gonna be right.
Right.
But with Mikey, we can never figure it
And
out.
I'm legit like in his work. I'm a fucking wild
Yeah.
card.
I don't think anyone can.
Yeah. So
no
we'll
matter
get
how
to
many
those
years
things.
of
So
school you have.
I can like bring up some certain experiments later on,
Okay.
and I'll ask you what your decision would be,
Oh,
and I'll
Jesus.
like tell you why you think that.
That's what he
Well,
did
I'm gonna
with-
be honest. You're asking the wrong person. I'm really indecisive.
Yeah.
Might take me a couple minutes to answer.
Yeah. Well, that's part of decision making. That's like
Yeah,
So-
not bad. It's really
Yeah.
bad.
No, he did it to me, and then he looked at me and said, "In my line of work, you're people we hate."
Yeah. So yeah, undergrad I studied political science. So this all started with a professor in that program that ran like it ran a public opinion course. So it's all about like a polling course. So how do you like design a survey in a way that like people will accurately display their answers
Okay.
or like their feelings. Like for instance, like if you just give them free response, like you can always understand what they're feeling.
Right.
But like in a survey, you're constricting them to like a scale or a certain question.
Right.
So it can't be a leading question. It's got to be like as enough as general. So you're not like leading them towards an answer.
Right.
You want them to come to that on their own. So the question first day of class was like, if you could ask every American one question and they had to tell the truth, what one question would you ask them? And like that was the topic.
Okay.
Like first day of class. And like
Right.
you write your answer, like the question, which it was an answer, on a piece of paper, and like you read it aloud. And I read my question aloud, and that professor said like we should do this as a research project. Like this is like a good quality research, like a graduate level research project. And I was like, I think my first year in college.
What was
So-
the question
gonna
that
say.
you?
So the question was, before this, I studied a lot about war and wartime decision making. So I wanted to ask every single American, how many U.S. soldiers, how many civilian casualties? Let's say we're in war in the Middle East. How many civilian casualties would you accept in order to save one American soldier?
Okay.
So like how many lives do you value of theirs to one of ours? And in economics, that's like an indifference point.
That's a wild question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's-
I'll ask this to obviously 330 Americans. They're gonna give me a range of different numbers. I would accept like 10 civilian casualties in order to save one American soldier.
Yeah, but see,
And then
that's
you would
where-
take the average of that, and like that's the exchange rate of lives. Like I wanted to see like this type of experimental design was like how you can value human lives in like a very blunt way.
Okay.
I want to ask you for your questions. For your answers to that question, because it's like, but that was the thing. Like you want to ask Americans those questions and
Right.
have them tell the truth, but like
Right.
they'll never really tell the truth.
Right. You have no guarantees of that.
Yeah.
So.
That's a hard
So we
one.
actually did the experiment, and like we did it in a way that like they had to tell the truth.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's how it started.
What was majority? Do you know?
What do you think it was? How many? So
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. What
So
I-
this was the way that we did it. So this is the way that like I design experiments. Hypothetical scenario that I asked to, let's say we actually asked it to 33,000 people. It said like, imagine you receive a confirmed intelligence that there's like high-ranking members of ISIS meeting in a small Middle Eastern village. Okay, you have clearance from the local government to deploy two types of attacks. A traditional attack or like a land attack where you would send in American soldiers.
Yep.
like on foot.
And if you do that,
Okay.
zero civilian casualties are projected to happen, but 5 possible American casualties could possibly happen. You could also do an airstrike where you know for a fact 25 civilian casualties will happen, but 0 American soldiers will be in harm's way. Which type of attack do you choose?
On foot.
And like that was a scenario that like, okay, that's a decision
Yeah,
that
man.
people
have
I
my
think would
answer.
display their true preference on. And then we had different conditions. So like 5 American soldiers to 100 civilians. So how many people answered the civilians in that one?
Yeah.
So that's how you kind of like titrate out an indifference point. And the answer was, what do you guys think? Like on
Yeah,
average,
I
we would
put-
accept Don't say what you would put. Say what you think the average person would put. An average American.
Well, talking about today's Americans, where they're self-centered pricks, or
Like the ones that everybody wants to go to war, or like
No, all Americans. Average across everyone.
No, I'm saying like
Include
right
everyone.
now, everybody's crazy right
Oh,
now.
yeah,
if you were
sure,
to
right
ask
now.
right now. Ooh,
I'd probably say
I think majority of people probably chose like
I think the
I don't know, it was like I
the
think they
airstrike
chose
one.
that airstrike shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but how many? They mostly did the airstrike.
Yeah.
And the
Uh-huh.
indifference point was around like 33 to 1.
Oh shit.
So we would expect like 33, we would accept 33 civilian casualties to save one American soldier. So like that's.
Was there logic behind that? Like did people explain like
No,
logic
we didn't
behind
really,
that?
like, we didn't really
Or they
care
just-
about the logic.
Oh, no,
It was
yeah.
like the
Right.
number was the
Yeah.
interesting part.
Yeah.
That's why I was wondering. It was
So
like,
here's the
why did they
interesting thing that
use
happened
that number.
with that paper. We ran that study for a month.
Yeah.
And we got 15,000 people to take it after, I forget the exact day, but let's just say like November 11th and like 13,000 like before November 11th. November 11th was an important date, and I'm sorry I don't remember the exact date, but it was the day of the like major ISIS terrorist attack in Paris, where like over 230 people
Oh shit,
died.
yeah.
I know. I think,
Okay.
I think so.
And I had like a question in the field about like how people would combat ISIS. So you get to see like how people's policy preferences shifted after a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
The interesting thing was that they shifted towards conventional conventional attacks.
Okay.
They like after a terrorist attack, they were more willing to put American soldiers in harm's way.
Yeah.
Even though the success rate between the two was different. So it was the same. So it was crazy. So anyways,
So emotions is what drives their decision.
yeah, emotions, like in-group bias. People have like an in-group bias.
Yeah,
like, they
yeah.
value.
Understood that.
And like,
Or I follow this person. I follow what
Yeah.
they want to do.
Yeah.
So that was that. And that's what started me getting really interested in like decision making in general. And then so I never took a psychology class or an economics class. But I like kind of read it all on my own in college while taking political science stuff.
Yeah.
And then I applied to essentially a psychology and economics PhD program and got in because of the paper that I wrote. So that's where I am right now. So like for instance, the head of my department like is Dick Thaler, and he just won the like Nobel Prize for Economics like 2 years ago.
Holy
Oh.
fuck.
Jesus.
Or
Okay.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
So like like that. Those are like
He's top
So-
shit.
yeah. He's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
really, really fun.
Damn.
So what we do in that group, and like I'll get to like where I am now, so like we can start like chatting about it, because I feel like I'm dominating the conversation.
Hey, you're good.
That's what's up, dude.
The podcast. That's what we're looking for.
Exactly what we were wanting,
Yeah.
dude.
So like I said, my program is behavioral science, which is psychology and economics. And yeah, I'm in my 4th year of that. And there's just so many other projects that I do now that you guys can. So like the interesting part about this is that like I think it's very scientific. It's very mathematical. Like I spend a lot of time like coding, doing calculus, trying to like back out a model of like people's choice. Like you have to track people's choices and then like create a model that can explain the choices. Like so you're trying to predict something. You're trying to predict the choices that they'll make.
Yeah.
And the only things that you have to like be able to make that predictions is the thing that you see in the lab.
Yeah.
So the variables that you measure.
Do you
anyways,
always like numbers?
yes, loved them.
Yo, boy.
Yeah.
I like numbers.
Don't play
man.
like
I do
poker
like
or chess
numbers
with
and
me.
stuff.
Like,
Oh, dude, it's so fun though. I love playing poker with you, dude.
yeah.
Because like you said, I'm a
Oh,
wild
yeah,
card.
There's no strategy I can use on.
He's literally announced it like playing the game. He's like, dude, I don't know what you're gonna do. Like,
Yeah.
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 So I enjoy because
Yeah.
me and him actually, it's
At that point, somehow it's a fair.
like I'll be smiling and I just have straight garbage. And I'll just be smiling.
You're the type of person that doesn't know how to play, but you play anyways to make the other person feel better.
Yeah,
But
I
instead,
do know how to play.
exactly what I'm
It's
saying.
Yeah. I just know if you're random, it's hard for people to tell.
Yes,
moves.
it becomes into more of a game of luck.
Yeah.
And I benefit from like the game of skill
Yeah.
more.
And I throw it.
Yeah.
I throw my wild card in and no one knows.
Yeah, I think last time you definitely beat me. Or no, you're like you're so.
I'm either
Mikey
on fire, dude, or
Mikey
it's like,
either wins
or
everything, or is like down and out in like the first like
Yeah.
2 minutes.
If it's
like
not my
Warzone.
day, you
Yeah.
can tell if I'm not gonna be doing good that day. You can tell.
You'll tell
In
by
the
the morning.
first like 3-4 games,
Yeah.
dude, you're like, okay, Mike's not having a good day.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
Every time I played with you, it just seems like you're not having a very good day. But that's just because it's
Last
me,
time,
but oh
yeah.
well.
Yeah, last time I remember you were on fire.
So we played at
So
my mom's, or when we played in was that in Indiana or Wisconsin?
I forget.
That was Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah.
It was Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Indiana, Wisconsin,
Was
Michigan.
it there or was it at my
I
dad's
think we
house?
played there. I also went to the casino there.
You guys did, dude, and Natalie golf.
Yeah. Yeah, it was such a terrible decision. I was
Dude, she
sleeping.
fell
I got
asleep
woke up.
in the bathroom stall, bro.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Um.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
So, like I was saying, it's very, like, sometimes like scientific and like mathematical, whatever. But I actually think it's very creative. Like, it's super fun and creative. Sometimes I think, like I always get like, I like the fact that like I try to explain decisions and like some things, and like you observe those all the time.
Right.
And not just like decisions, like judgments. Which what's a judgment? Like how people think. You want to understand how people think. So I get to like write down ideas like whenever, and this is like how I come up with ideas.
And that's what that is there.
Yeah. So it's fun, and like I think it's really creative. Trying to like, for instance, I sometimes I observe someone's like social interaction,
Okay.
and they say something like super weird, and I'm like, oh, either they were explaining a scenario that they were in and like a decision that they made. Like, for instance, I overheard like a woman talking to her friend on the train. She said something really weird, and I was like, that's like, I think that's the wrong decision, but it's also a decision that would like surprise me based on like what I know about like the theory
Right.
and like how people make certain decisions. So I was like, I'm gonna try to like recreate the scenario that she was in and deploy it on like 1,000 people to see if like most people think like this
Right.
person. Because it was an interesting way. So when you try to create an experiment, you're trying to like capture the real world and put it into like this room.
Yeah.
So like this is a lab that I can bring
Right.
people into and like try to recreate that real world scenario in like a artificial room.
Right. And do you carry that little booklet thing like with you everywhere?
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah.
That's dope.
And if I'm driving, which sometimes I'm driving and get an idea, I give it to my wife, his sister, and say like, write this down.
Yeah.
Think about it later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I have ideas and I like
You ever just
realize
talking to your phone with your ideas? Like,
what?
you ever
No.
use voice memo?
No. Sometimes I use the notes app. But those for some reason are like worse ideas.
Yeah.
Always. They're like the notes ideas just
That's where all my ideas come from.
I
That.
don't know. I don't know.
That must change.
For me, yeah. The
That's why
notes
all my
never work
ideas
out.
trash, bro. I'm
Swear.
using notes on my phone.
That's why I couldn't run this podcast with notes.
As soon as I switched to paper, bro.
Hell, as soon as I got rid of them, I was chilling. We're vibing now.
No, that's weird. That's crazy.
What?
Like, every time you wrote those ideas on notes on your phone, they were
Just
bad
didn't work
ideas.
out. And they weren't like bad ideas. It
But,
was like
like, they
ideas
just-
that
they just
other
didn't work
people
out.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either they didn't work out. That happens a ton. where it's like I think I know the
What
way
if
that
they
people think.
Yeah.
and,
Hacked
like,
into
I'm
your
wrong.
phone.
Yeah.
Um,
Mikey. Hey. Hey, so what we gonna do is slow down just a little bit.
I'm not doing conspiracies, bro.
No, not this episode. We're not doing it. Oh man.
I won't. Not today.
Not today. No, maybe next week. Well, maybe we'll give
Sick
you.
of conspiracies,
Yeah,
dude.
maybe we'll give you your chance to update your conspiracy next week.
Yeah,
Yeah, you down?
I'm down.
Okay.
Every time I say it, we get people to add on to my conspiracy.
Last week we had what was it?
Yeah, you want to add to it?
no, that's gonna end up on like an FBI watch list. So I can leave my name off that one.
Swear to God, though.
Like 3 years later, I'm most wanted for every episode of the podcast, just starting shit.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus.
Comes out to be
Michael
real.
Slimak released his manifesto.
The
After
fucking
this
wild
podcast, he's
card.
gonna have some notes about you.
He's like, I wrote this down when I kept all these quizzes, bro. Every time I told everybody.
I can get one thing out of Mikey. Might be this.
And that is why I said keep my mouth out of that.
Oh man, never do 10 years of school. I'm already sick of high school and I'm a junior.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't do it.
Literally don't know what to tell you. I'm also of the mindset that like school is definitely not for everyone.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
and
not
I like
at all.
like if everyone thinks that like you're crazy, but for me it was like my thing. Like
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean,
Obsessed.
school was my thing for a while, but it's just I can't do it. Like
My
as soon as
sister was really into school.
Yeah.
And I think she got to like, I don't know. Was she still really into school in high school?
Yeah, I think she was really in school.
'Cause I
And she went
remember-
to college and took super hard classes.
Yeah, I don't know why.
She took way harder classes than I did.
Yeah.
Like the physics and the chemistry and the biochemistry.
Well, that's for what she wanted to do at first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and then
she got
she-
her degree in like biomedical sciences.
Yeah.
But it was tough and it's hard to like love those things.
Yeah.
Those were like really hard.
And I know she wanted to be a neonatal nurse until she found out that she'd actually have to deal with like babies dying. She's like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So then she
Um,
changed.
That would suck. That
Hell
would
yeah,
suck.
that would suck, dude.
Jesus.
I give props to those people that can deal with that shit.
Daily, dude.
Or like putting down dogs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Feel bogus.
Fuck no.
What about reptiles?
So what's going on?
I give them to you.
There's
You want
a
them?
reptile here.
Yeah.
I'll give them to you for
Absolutely
free. You want
terrified of
them?
him at the moment.
No, okay, everyone, I hate that thing. You guys see it? Can you guys see this? Like that? Yes. Bearded dragon. I mean, almost took Stanley Yelnats out in holes of those things. Like, yeah, Zero is almost like,
Will you take him out? Have a
No, dude, I
podcast,
just
pet?
eat
Podcast
onions.
pet?
Just eat onions and they won't attack you, bro.
yeah, no, I don't like reptiles.
I tried to have him hold it one time and I thought
We take him out. Have a podcast pet?
Yeah, no.
No. Okay.
he sits on the guest shoulder.
Yeah,
the
before
whole
we
show.
started, it was like coming at the glass. Like, it was coming at me. Like,
He was like, "I'm hungry for you, buddy."
dude, sends chills on the back.
Why though? Like what like
Where did this come from?
Okay, you know
'Cause
what?
I don't know this.
I mean, it comes from having common sense. Look at that thing. It's just
It's so cute.
no. Oh my god.
It's so cute. I would
No,
pet it.
no.
I pet it daily.
No.
Every time over here, I pet it.
Okay. I'm sure it appreciates it.
It does. It gets really happy.
once you pet it you'll feel differently.
Trust me, do it right now.
No,
Come
I
on,
promise.
come here, come on, camera.
I promise. No.
Any
Yeah.
other like animals you're like fuck, how
yeah.
about snakes?
Okay.
Are you cool with snakes?
No, I'm not cool with snakes. No.
Straightforward. No, I'm not.
No.
Like no reptiles at all?
No.
Spiders?
None of them.
Like a tarantula?
Not a reptile. I don't care about spiders.
Oh.
Spiders, like poisonous ones, yeah, sure. Those are like
Right.
skeeve me out, but like, yeah, no. But I
And
don't know the difference between a poisonous and a non-poisonous spider.
Red
My
triangles on
mind
the
will
ass.
just like say like that's a non-poisonous spider, just to like eat myself. Like okay, every time I see a spider.
Anything other than reptiles that you're deathly terrified of, animal-wise?
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So I told Mikey this. Yeah. Okay. No.
Lola.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh,
Let me ask
shit.
you a question. I'm gonna flip. Okay.
Please do.
So okay. So I tell this. This is the way that I frame it at all times.
All right,
And
gotcha.
act like you don't know the answer to my question.
Okay.
Okay. You all don't know the answer to my question. But you will. So the question is, let's say like you're dropped into like a 10 by 10 like clear box,
Okay.
and like there's like you drop an animal in there with you. What is the one animal that would make you the most scared? Like, now there's a lot of animals that could go in there and like they'll kill you.
Are you saying
So it's
any
like
size?
if you're gonna say like, oh, if this gets like in the box with me, I'm gonna die. Like there are a ton of animals
Yeah.
that will just like
Absolutely
kill you.
obliterate
like,
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Even
I'm,
if they're
I'm
gonna
talking
kill
about
you,
what's
you're
the
just
one that's
saying-
gonna send the most like sensation of fear like down your spine. Like the one animal you would just
One. I don't know. I love animals.
Okay, there's so many animals. Like for instance, this thing's not coming for you to like pet it.
But
It's
like,
coming for
I would make it. I play Park High 5. I'm chilling.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He's worse than me as a wild
Yeah.
card.
yeah.
I don't know.
Me?
Maybe
What is that thing called? I think not a sea otter. It's like a sea otter.
What?
sea lion?
No, like literally, these things are
Okay.
fucking vicious, dude. Like if that
Sea
thing came,
lion or like
no, like it's kind of like a sea otter, but I don't think it's a sea otter. But they're fucking vicious, bro. They're very
A walrus?
territorial.
walrus.
Yeah.
With the husks.
Walrus.
No,
What?
Dude, walrus like
Walrus
I
are.
know, but
Walrus
I'm
are
saying
very
it's like a
vicious.
sea otter, bro.
You mean an otter?
Yeah.
So a sea
otters are
otter.
that big.
Yeah, I know.
They're
Dude,
that big.
have you seen how fucking vicious those things are?
But that would
They're
give
so
you the
cute.
most amount of fear.
They're the cutest
I've
things ever.
seen
okay,
What do you
here's the
mean?
thing.
of that thing murder.
So
here's the
bro.
I think there is one correct answer. Like for every person in the world,
You say
they
fucking
should
lion,
have.
bro.
No, lions
If
like
you say bearded dragon, I'm gonna flick you in the forehead, bro.
no.
Bloopers.
Dude, it's
gonna be like-
it's a Komodo dragon. Have you ever seen those things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like 8 feet long. They're
You're more terrified of a Komodo dragon than you would be, say, a mountain lion.
yeah, 100%, 100,000%. Have you ever seen those things? Ugliest things on the planet, like literal dinosaur
they're
just like
just
walking
bigger.
on land.
You're just bigger. They're fine.
Yeah, dude, they're not that
They're
bad.
chilling.
Dude, you are crazy. It is the scariest animal on the world.
I
like, on the
absolutely love
planet.
animals, and I want an exotic animal such as a baby lion or a
Yeah.
baby tiger.
Okay, I'll watch out for the headline.
Please
Adam.
do.
Dead.
Just
Mike
Adam
attacked
dead.
because Adam brought the fucking shit to the podcast and about ate everybody.
He loved animals. They didn't love him.
Animals love, but love doesn't come from animals. Some dumb shit.
The love ain't the same. What's love got to do with it? Got to do with it.
Oh shit, man.
Shit, hell no.
No, I absolutely love animals, man. I could go for good big animal. I want a Rottweiler.
Right.
I want to get a Rottweiler.
Fully
Those are-
support that.
Yeah,
I want a pit bull.
a
I
pit
want
bull.
a pit, yeah.
That's what Amber wants too. She wants a pit bull.
I love pits.
They're cute, but I don't know where else.
Yeah, I
to
can
buy
hook
it.
you up, dude. With a
Oh,
free
we just
one.
get little babies at that one.
No. I'm not good with animals. I don't even want animals.
No?
You don't want any?
What about Kegger, dude?
Love Kegger. Love Kegger. Okay, yeah. So I have 2 dogs right now.
Okay.
Okay,
I've said
Lola
to Kayla-
isn't even a dog.
I've said to Kayla, like, after I don't think I would want an animal for like a long time, because we like traveling and it's so hard to like get people to watch,
I get that. I get that.
Totally understandable.
Yeah.
and it's tough with kids.
You do.
Like with babies, babies don't know to like be gentle with
Yeah.
dogs.
And you have
So it's like, yeah,
you have one.
yes, I've got a almost 2-year-old.
Damn, it's been that long.
Wilder than Kylie, dude.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
seen
he's
you guys in
insane.
forever.
He's got hair like down to his like
Yeah,
the
dude.
middle of his
Yeah.
back.
He's
It
a
goes
man
down
bun,
to the
dude.
middle of his back, but it's so curly it like hangs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
it's-
DM'd Kayla on Instagram actually, your wife, about doing a photo shoot.
Oh,
soon
we are so
with
down.
you
for
and the
that.
fam. But yeah, no, I haven't seen you guys in forever. It's been a long time.
Oh yeah.
I think the last time you saw him, he didn't even have a beard, dude.
Wasn't even married. Wasn't
No, I'm saying
no,
he didn't
right.
have a beard.
No,
He was
I don't
clean
think so.
shaven, like young,
Last
young.
time-
Clean shave in about downstairs basement
Yeah.
one day before y'all were living together.
Last time I shaved with a razor was October 2016.
Like completely.
Yeah.
What would you
High
do?
school, I had to shave every day.
What
for
if
my
you
job.
do if Kayla did that for a TikTok and just shaved it while you were asleep?
Dude, I would. Oh my god. See? No. First
Don't
off,
get any ideas, please.
But yeah, no, we don't want to. We don't want to be the source of that. Because she should have done. You'd be like, Mikey told me to do it.
Mikey gave me the idea.
Got it from the podcast. Like and subscribe.
Really? It's been that long? Well, obviously,
Yeah.
trim it.
Yeah, no, last time I shaved with a razor was October. It was for my sister's wedding.
Damn.
He made you shave it for it?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's shitty.
I know.
Kayla made me do that. I don't have a lot, but if Kayla made me do that, I'd look like flat face, bro.
You do.
Like, no
Since the last
trim,
time we were
dude.
here, you shaved. You still look a little
Because I
weird.
messed it up, bro. I went to trim it and
You're
I
not very good at the whole shaving
went
thing.
short, and then like I was like, God damn it! So I tried to make it the same on this side. I went shorter, and then next
Oh
thing
my
I,
God.
You just go back and forth.
like I totally just messed up. I was like, okay.
I got you. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I just keep this little thing down here.
Trevor's starting to get this in.
Yeah,
Low
it's
instead.
Trevor is?
Yeah.
Oh God.
My two brothers don't have facial hair.
I know.
None of my brothers can get it at all, except for
No.
You
Alex.
just can't grow it, or they.
Yeah, it just can't grow.
Austin.
It's just not there.
Austin and Aaron. Or no, I think Aaron. Austin is the only one who can't do it.
Like,
Can't get anything. No. Alex and Aaron.
It's crazy. Like, I don't know how that happened. Like, you just grew it, and then your brother just nope.
No, I don't know.
Right. I don't know. The rest of them gotta study in college.
Yeah, gotta go back for genetics.
Yeah, another 10 years.
Yeah.
Gonna be 60 years old. I'm
Just
still going. I'm still going.
Told you I love school. No, I could never. I could never.
Damn. So, what you doing now? Like, what do you plan on doing after you're done with school, and
Oh, become a professor somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, at a university.
where are you looking?
So, I mean, I
Or hoping, I should say.
Yeah. Homie.
oh, hoping, yeah, okay. So, like PhD students that come out of my school, usually end up at pretty good schools. So like we are like ranked like second in the world, and like the top 15,
Get your bread.
yeah, all kind of hire from
Yeah.
each other. Usually you don't get hired by the same school you got your
Yeah.
PhD at.
Yeah.
Simply for the fact that like they want you to like go out. But
Yeah.
it's also hard to be a professor to people that like you were just their student.
Yeah.
Last year.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Whatever. So like Harvard and Northwestern.
Where you're hoping to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I talk with professors from Harvard and like do work with professors from a bunch of other programs.
Yeah.
And that's usually kind of how you get offers. But
Yeah.
So if you had both of them saying we want you, which one would you choose?
both of them.
Western and Harvard.
That's
you had to
so
make-
hard. I don't know if you've ever been to like the campus.
No, you
of
told me
Harvard.
that Harvard is beautiful.
Oh my god, it's like intoxicating for someone like me that like loves history, but like also loves like people in history that did what I did, like
Yeah.
study stuff and like do more academic stuff. Like Harvard is like the coolest place ever.
Yeah.
It is insane. It's crazy. Like
Yeah,
you go
you
to
were
a
telling
bar.
me.
Like yeah, it's so old. I love like the Northeast.
Yeah.
Like for instance, in the middle of Harvard Square, there's like a little cemetery, and like the people that are buried there were buried there in like the 1600s.
Damn.
And like they obviously couldn't dig them up, so like they just like built around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy. So that'd be really hard because Harvard would be sweet. Now, how cool would it be to say like you're a Harvard professor?
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Dude, just for me to walk and be like, bro, I know fucking Harvard professor.
But Northwestern's really cool too. Like they just got a new Harvard is very historic and really cool. They're both equally you may think that like Harvard because of the name is like better, but like a lot of people think Northwestern, and like they're like as a business school, it's really good, not the best,
Oh yeah.
but it's got the name recognition, right?
Right.
Kellogg is still like a fantastic school, and it's newer. It's like got a new building that they opened up like 2 years ago, like really cool on Lake Michigan, super cool
Damn.
views. It's like awesome. It's called their global hub.
Yeah.
So that'd be tough. That'd be tough. That'd be tough. But it'd
Yeah.
also be awesome to have like offers from both of those.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't gotta really like worry about
Yeah.
getting into
Right
one
now,
and
I'm
then
just trying to get a job somewhere.
Is it hard, like with due to COVID, to get a job, or is it just hard because there's limited opening?
There is limited openings. COVID's made everything weird though.
swear to God,
Yeah.
an understatement, but yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not on the job market this year. Like the people that were on the job market kind of got screwed because so I guess like I study behavioral science, but like there's not a lot of programs that do what I do that like has that same name. A lot of the times our students either go into management programs,
Okay.
so it's a business school.
Yeah.
So I no longer study like wartime decision making. I study like how and why do people produce a certain amount of effort? Why do people try harder? How to get people to try harder? How do people to like how do people react to kind of pursuing multiple goals concurrently? So how do they kind of like allocate their time and their effort across multiple domains of their life?
Right.
Stuff like that. There's a bunch of other stuff. Like so either people go management, which is a lot of that, or marketing. So like why do people buy this certain good?
Yeah.
Why do people like do this certain consumer behavior? And I'm on the more management side. So I would go to the management market. And the people that were on the job market this year, the big management conference at the beginning of the year was canceled. So at that big conference, there's like 15,000 students, like all of the big universities are there. And that's where they could all like meet each other for like 15-minute slots.
Yep.
So like every school can look at like everyone.
Yeah.
And then from there, they like go back through the application, be like, oh, I remember this person. Let's give them. So like everyone can get some FaceTime.
Yeah.
So when they look at their application, the school looks at their application, they can like put a face in there.
Okay.
So anyways, that didn't happen. So all the people that are on the job market this year are going to be on the job market next year. Because like the job market was really tiny, really tiny this year.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the job market's weird.
Yeah.
So now next year I'm supposed to be on the job market. And then now it's a game. Again, we're going back to decision making. Should I go on the job market with now this like double-sized competition pool? There's like people that are the same year as me. There's also people a year ahead of me that got screwed last year and now they're looking for a job.
Yeah.
So now you're like competing for these 10 jobs with double the amount of people.
Yeah.
So instead of like 500, it'd be 1,000.
Yeah. So the smart thing is maybe to go to you for you to take another year.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so just like pass it
So
down.
I was only supposed to be in college for 9 years, but I'm probably gonna be in there for 10 years.
Great.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
But for my program,
I'll be bald, bro, right now.
yeah. Well, it's also my job too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get paid to go to school, don't you?
Yeah. So I get like paid a salary by the school.
Got it.
I would
Okay.
go.
Yeah. No. At that point, I'd go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I produce research for the department, and then I also like teach classes. I like assist other teachers. So like I do work other than this stuff. So for instance, only the first 2 years are school. The last 3 years are teaching and doing research.
Right. And you're doing all this on like online Zoom and shit like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that so
You love
far?
it, don't you?
It's like oddly enough, like for instance, like in my regular classroom or like presentations, like I'm up and I'm moving around, and you would think I would be like more tired after then.
Yeah.
But like presenting on Zoom or like teaching on Zoom, like you're way more exhausted.
Yeah.
Even though you're just like sitting on the ground. It's like
Yeah.
for some reason that screen like just like drains
Oh,
you.
it does.
And you're like, oh
I
my
hate
God,
it, but I
this
love
is
it.
like so tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that. How long do you think that's going on for? Doing all this online shit rather than in person?
I think probably at least until maybe midsummer. For me, I'm thinking of school year, so I'm like,
Yeah. No,
I'm
that's
thinking
what
like
yeah.
May, June. I don't think it's.
I'm trying to get
like,
your opinion because like I like doing online school and I don't really want to go back to in person.
We're in high school. What year
Why
are you?
though?
Junior.
Junior high school.
Why?
Wait,
Why
so
what?
did you
You
take
don't
your
like-
ACT?
No.
Are you taking your ACT? Oh, you have to.
I think eventually. I don't know when. It
Yeah,
just shows
I
how much
love
I
that
pay
shit.
attention.
Yeah.
Hell, I might need your
Oh.
help.
Wait, why? Why don't you want? You don't like being like?
In
Dude, high
person?
schoolers love it. They get to stay home.
It's not even because
Yeah.
of that. Like I'm more of a kid that, like I listen to music to help me focus. And in most of my classes, most of my teachers, I cannot sit still. I'm always shaking my leg. I mean, I've been doing it through half this podcast. I'm sitting here shaking my leg. Sometimes like if I'm in class, I'll lose focus. But if I'm where I'm comfortable and like I can listen to my own music, you guys both give me a look like I'm crazy.
No, yeah, no. I mean, keep going. Keep going. So,
Write it down,
like,
bro.
music helps you a lot. So, at home, you think you actually learn better at home.
I do, but my grades are not better than they were last year.
Probably because it's harder to, like,
Harder to
care.
No, it's harder to
I still don't care.
not procrastinate, dog.
Hey, that's a subtweet, but in a podcast. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
No, but
It's
that's
easier,
what it is.
It's
No,
easier
that's
to,
what
like,
it is.
not hand in homework when you don't have to, like, face the teacher.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You,
That's the
you
worst part,
can,
like,
it's
facing the
easier
teacher.
for you to procrastinate
Right,
when
but
you're
I'm-
at home rather than having to go into
Wait a
school
second.
and face it.
What's up?
You want a pen?
Yeah.
You
All
know,
right, give me a sec.
1 second. It's just work, make money.
Thank you.
I
You gave me that look. I was like, he wants to write this down. Look at this, Donovan working live. Live and see how his mind works.
You know, screw it. We're uploading this raw.
Hmm?
No, it's uploading this raw.
Okay. So, you said something which Sugar thought me is, like, maybe you hand in assignments late. You said procrastinate, which made me think about late assignments. And then it's interesting because like maybe there are more late assignments. You would have to control for a lot of stuff because COVID like throws everyone's life into a loop. So maybe
Yeah.
there's more late assignments because like people have like crazy schedules or something.
Yeah.
But it's interesting if there's more late assignments because you don't have to face the teacher.
See, but like I'm one.
So that's like a social cost.
Yeah, I'm more of like one that like I'm straight up honest. I'm dead ass honest no matter what I do. If I don't have my homework, my teacher walks by to take it. I didn't do it. I just didn't do it. There's nothing, no excuses, no nothing. I'm just kind of, hey, I didn't do it. I was chilling, listening to music and playing Rocket League.
So when you say music helps you work, does it really help you work? Because you just said that.
Well, okay, because like I said, I shake my leg, I lose focus. But if I have music, I concentrate a lot harder because I have, for some reason, I'm better at
Rocket
multitasking. What?
So Rocket League. No.
I mean, yeah, but like when I'm doing work too, like just I think Thursday, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I was taking a final and I did my AP3 essay in like 15-20 minutes because I had my own music on in the background. I was able to get that done in 15-20 minutes while the class is 70 minutes long.
So what if?
And we had the entire period.
What if the school was cool with kids putting their headphones in? 'Cause I used to put my headphones in while I was in school doing.
Well, I did too, but then there was a couple teachers. Fuck you. A couple teachers who just didn't let me do it, and I was like, look, I said this in the beginning of the year, and I will continue to tell you until you either let me or I just do it on my own, and you get tired of me.
Mm-hmm.
I always had a headphone in, and that's when I got most of my work done. But if I didn't have my headphones in, I wouldn't do it after class. I wouldn't do it after school. I would come home and I would just, sit there. Because there was one class, Spanish. She didn't let me have my headphones in, but there was every once in a while where she would, like if we were just working on our own stuff. And she would notice that I got it all done in class rather than me not turning it in the next day because it was my last period of the day. So I just completely just disregarded everything unless I had my music. But I don't know.
So I study that.
You literally
So-
gave him a study.
Oh, bet.
No. Like I already have like papers on that.
Yeah.
So like
So give us
remember
your
I studied
results.
I studied like management and stuff.
Right.
So sometimes I study how and why people make certain decisions. But sometimes I study like how and why people like are more productive or like do better in certain scenarios.
Mhm.
So for instance, like you can do stuff like, oh, you set a goal for someone versus not setting a goal for someone.
Yeah.
And like the people that you set a goal for do better.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. So you try to figure out why or something. But the other thing is like, what about the like environment that they are in, and what are those effects on their productivity?
Yeah.
So an environment variable is like music. So how does music impacts people productivity? So like there are multiple huge databases that break down each song into like hundreds of attributes.
Yeah.
So it's like major key, minor key, what chords are they, what's the beat per minute, are there lyrics, if so in what language, what's the genre, and then there are even like algorithms that learn like how joyful is a song,
Yeah.
how sad is a song, like how like do you want to dance to the song, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's attributes of music that like you can use to like describe certain songs.
Right.
And then you could do this for all songs. Okay. So the question I had was like, I think music may help productivity in some tasks, but hurt productivity in others.
Right.
So the thing is that like, all right, so what type of music may help you in cognitive task, doing school, versus I think different types of music will help you for physical tasks, like moving boxes
Yeah.
or lifting weights
Yeah.
or something like that. I think you would create two different playlists,
Right.
and like, and I know this is probably surprising. I would guess that a private company has done this before,
Yeah.
but there hasn't been like a management professor that like studies this stuff.
Mhm.
So the thing is like, not only are there physical and mental tasks, sometimes there are simple mental tasks and complex mental tasks.
Mhm.
So like simple repetitives like 1 + 1, 2 + 2. So
Yeah.
it's like one arithmetic versus 2 × 2 + 1 minus 6 divided by 24 or something.
Right.
Multi-step. You have to
Yeah.
break it down.
Yeah.
But there are also like repetitive physical tasks like lifting a box, putting it here, lifting a box, putting it here, versus complex of like opening the box, taking stuff out, folding it, da da da. So there's
And then
multi-step
putting it in the right
physical
place.
stuff,
Right.
right? So it's like maybe different music even helps when you break down the tasks into mental and cognitive and simple and complex. So like so the thing is that like we observed people do certain tasks and like and track their productivity those tasks, and you match it to the song that they're listening to at that point in time, right? And then what we're trying to do when we run our algorithms and like the regressions is try to predict how productive they are based on the attributes of their music.
Mhm.
And then you're going to figure out that like in physical tasks, like beats per minute is pretty important
Yeah.
to like get people like pumped up and like
Yep.
moving physically.
Motivated.
In a
to move.
cognitive task, a beats per minute actually may hinder you in some way. It'll help you with like the repetitive simple ones, but in the complex ones, like you'll make more mistakes.
I should take that into account.
Yeah.
'Cause I just kind of listen to the same
So-
music, all throughout the
You know,
entire day.
So the thing that I want to do is like create a business or like sell this platform to but I have
Don't
this
tell.
data, yeah. So for instance, like let's say Spotify opens up a platform and you describe the task that you have to do. So you just say like in a simple sentence, you're gonna say like, oh, I've got to fold my laundry,
Yeah.
or something, and it's gonna like analyze the text and be like, oh, this is physical and it's pretty simple.
Mhm.
So here's a playlist that's gonna
Okay.
optimize your productivity
That'd be
for
raw.
this
I would.
task, right?
Right.
That'd be
So
dope.
that's like the future idea. But I studied
I'd
music
fucks with that
productivity,
shit.
That would be sick.
and that's like
I'd fucks with that app.
Right. I would use that shit
totally
daily.
fucks with that app.
yeah. So that's the idea. That's what.
Have you ever done a study? Because you talk about ADHD. I have
Oh, shit.
ADHD, right?
Yeah.
Or, but They say I have a hard time focusing, but yet if I enjoy the thing, I have no problem focusing.
I saw this.
So
Yeah,
Yeah. Sometimes you hyper focus.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw this thing on TikTok just the other day because TikTok's ruling the world at this point. Where I can't quote it for word for word, but it was like if something's not your priority, and then you're not gonna do it. Like you're not gonna put your full attention to it. But if you try your best to make everything your priority as you're doing it, because then it'll get completed faster. And I can't remember what it was said.
Yeah.
But if I can find it, I'll throw it in here. I'll send it to you or whatever. But I don't know.
I think that's exactly right.
have you ever done studies on that? Like
No. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Not that I'm against doing studies like that. It's like you would have to recruit specifically people with ADHD.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
apparently
sometimes
it's not
that's
that hard.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Two out of the three of us in here.
I know. But like, for instance, like it's hard to, you got to take everyone's word for it, or they have to have a doctor's note. It's like, it's a long process. And I wouldn't be surprised if like maybe someone who does psychology in a hospital program, because there are people that do that, like would do a study like that.
Yeah.
Me being in a business school,
I just don't know.
I'm sure there's people in business school
Oh,
too
yeah.
that do this stuff, and like that stuff does deserve. But my theory would be is that with people with ADHD, because they hyper focus, I think it's more important for them to like either find a passion or like do the passion or something like that, or like you really have to try to get people with ADHD to like enjoy school.
Yeah.
Like that, like you have to make that effort much more.
And that's what that sound was saying on TikTok. It was like, if you aren't enjoying it, it's because it's not a priority.
Yeah.
Or if you are enjoying it, it's because that you made it a thing to make it a priority.
Now I'm sure that there are millions of people with ADHD that are stellar at school because they love school.
Yeah.
I think the love of the school, So.
But I also think that's how you're brought into school. Because when I was in school, I was always like, "Yo, this is too hard for you. No, you can't do it."
Yeah.
But if they just let me do it, I probably would have.
Yeah. I could figure it out on my own.
Yeah, like, but being told like you can't do it kind of makes like, why am I doing it then?
Right. If
tell me that this is too hard for me, then why the fuck would I even try?
Right.
So if the teachers were more positive about it when I was going to school, it probably would have made me want to try.
Yeah. No, exactly. Exactly. I don't know. I'm the same way. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't
just
know.
always wondered that because I was always like, wait, dude, you say I can't focus, but yeah, you do put this in front of me, dude. Or you put like my brother's PS4 was broken.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there for hours trying to fix it.
Right. Because once people with ADHD, I mean, not just people with ADHD, but anyone who really like I said, makes it a priority, we put all our time into it, and then we make sure it gets done.
Oh, I'll scream, I'll holler.
Oh, I will too.
I'll get pissed off.
I mean, shit, even just with the podcast, setting the shit up when OBS or Streamlabs doesn't want to work, throw your phone through the little hole over there, chuck your headset out the window. But I don't know. Yeah, no, I get that. I sit there for hours and we'll try to do one thing before I move on to the next, unless somebody comes up to me and asks me to.
That's where I'm confused. Where they say you can't focus with ADHD.
Yeah.
Because like I can. Just I need to enjoy the fucking thing first.
Yeah.
Or want to do it, you know?
That's the same thing with this podcast. Like, I hesitated starting it because I didn't think I would enjoy it, but every Sunday we're here recording, doing what we do, and we sit here for hour and a half just talking. And it's because we both enjoy it, so we can do that,
And I enjoy his job. Can't do it.
I enjoy my job too.
I hope so.
Sometimes it's fun.
Yeah.
To talk about.
Sometimes
I get too into it.
See, he always says people are like, dude, I'll get too into it. But like, I'll sit there and be like,
right, I could listen to that shit all day, honestly.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Yeah. Kayla hates it.
Well, she has to live with it daily. But like, if you come over like here in an episode like every
Yeah.
couple weeks dedicated to just this, that'd be awesome.
Because like, I analyze her every decision. I think it's wrong.
Have you ever been
And
like,
if I think it's wrong, I'll be like, why did you do that? Like, tell me exactly why you did that.
Why you did that? Why? Just
I would honestly like that because it just keep me on my toes.
right.
Like, oh shit,
Shit,
I don't
my
even
bad.
know why I did that. Like, why did you put the knife?
Make me overthink my own damn self. I already do that too much.
Sometimes I have a theory and I ask her like a question or like I pilot a survey on her or something.
Mhm.
And she gives an answer that my theory doesn't predict. And again, like it doesn't mean anything. Like
That's my part.
I'm trying to see out of 1,000 people what 500, like what 700 people choose.
Yeah.
Not one person.
Yeah.
She may be one of the 300 people. Or whatever. But
Completely
for instance, but she was one of the like minority in some of the choices. I get mad. I'm like, am I wrong or are you wrong?
I wonder if she wakes up like this. She gets dressed. She's like, what would Donovan wear?
What would Donovan do?
Dude, that TikTok where you wore her clothes and she wore
my
yours,
God.
dude, had
He
me
said that to me, I
pissing
was
myself,
dying.
bro.
Yeah.
God.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen, dude.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting it. Like, I'm just sitting there, I see Kayla dancing, then you just kicked her out of the way and came out and started laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
Like, wow, they really
It's not all
changed.
work all the time. Sometimes we have some fun.
Yeah, no,
So you guys
I was sitting
enjoy
there
it?
dying, man.
Dude, that was fucking hilarious. You got any questions?
No. these are
Like,
just
with
ideas.
your, what is it?
Studies.
Yeah, with your studies.
Do you have any
If we'd
questions
answer
that
the right
yeah,
questions. Or not right, but not be a wild card.
or people that can answer in the comments if we
Because
eventually.
then you can do this. If we both are wild cards, you can be like, are people with ADHD always making these decisions? And there's another study.
Look at this man finally getting philosophical.
I want to write this article and be like, in this experiment, I sampled Mikey and his friends.
Really, you should sample my softball team, bro.
Oh my god, dude! Good luck.
Dude, I feel
Good
like
fucking
you'd go
luck.
insane. Dude.
You spent hours on just the nicknames alone.
Like, why did you choose R Mark, bro?
Oh, excuse me.
So,
Why
yeah,
is your name Balls Deep, dude?
Cootie pie? What the hell? Oh, shit, excuse me.
I
Sorry.
feel like he's got some. Have you done like funny ones? Like you've seen some shit, be like, what the hell? And just made you start busting out laughing.
funny ones?
Like not like that, but you like totally curveballed with
From like
what
your
you
last
thought.
study.
You're like with any study that you thought it'd be like this, you predicted, you know, but it was like a total curveball. You're like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah. I would have one with every study that includes us too.
Yeah, probably.
What was like your last?
I had one idea that like really didn't work out, and it was an idea of one of my professors that like we worked out together. So I thought that like I was trying to think about how people choose who to become friends with.
Oh shit.
And like because for instance we see that people choose to be friends with people that are like them
Yeah,
to a certain
absolutely.
degree. But also when you look at friend groups, there are also people that are like different and brings different stuff to the table.
That's how
In
it
some
is.
friend groups you find a more mix of people, and some friend groups you find, so we call that homogenous, which is a group of people that are like really alike, and less homogenous, which are like people that are pretty diverse.
That's what mine would be.
So I was trying to figure out why like
What made them choose?
yeah, why these two certain types of social networks come about.
Now, a question.
Yeah.
Try to cut you off.
No.
With that study, did you guys like quote unquote test like which one would last longer, which one would do better as a friend group?
No.
Okay.
That's really interesting. So for instance, we didn't even get the first results that we wanted, so we just
Okay.
trashed the idea.
Okay, I got you.
But you're exactly right. That would have been an awesome like third or fourth follow-up study.
Yeah.
Which is like, all
That'd
right,
be
we
dope
figure
because
out.
I'd be really interested in that, honestly.
Yeah. That would be, yeah, that's a really interesting idea. But again, first idea just didn't work out for us.
Right.
We thought, and it had nothing to do with that. We thought our theory was that if you're in a really big So for instance, let's just say you're like choosing your friends out of a random group of, let's say, 1,000 people.
Okay.
Okay. And most people want to be friends with people that are like them. That's what like the research shows. Like the majority of people choose friends that are like them.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that choose friends that are different than them, but the majority of people choose friends that are like them. Okay. So we thought that if the pool of people was bigger, and let's say you had to, it doesn't matter. We let you pick like as many people in your social network as possible. But we thought you could be really strict with who you choose. So like, because there are a lot of people, there's going to be more people that are like you. For instance, like if it was only 15 people, maybe like 3 people are like
Oh
you.
yeah.
Right.
But if there's
But you want to have a
1,000,
bigger social network.
Yeah.
So I want 5 people. I want 6 people. So like those 3 extra people are a little bit less like you.
Yeah.
But you still include them in your social network because
Right.
like you don't want just 3 people.
you still
want
have
5 people.
similarities,
So-
But it's not as hard as
Yeah.
the first person would be.
But in
it's-
1,000
you're
people,
considered
you could
probably
find
quote-unquote
15
best
people.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 1,000 people, you could find 15 people like you,
Right.
right? So you can be really strict.
Yeah.
If you're only trying to fill out 6 spots, you could be like, oh, this person likes the music that I do, likes the stuff that I do, like the likes like all of the stuff that
Yeah.
like is like me in every way possible. Those are the so we thought that if the pool of people was big, you would get social networks that are really homogenous, people that are really like.
Yeah.
If you're choosing out of a small group of people, then you would get a more diverse group.
Yeah.
So that was the idea. That didn't happen, but also could have just been a really crappy experiment.
So then you just
So the experiment,
it.
yeah. So the experiment was this, like, there was 2 conditions to try to get at this, like the competition pool or the social pool that you're choosing from. Both of these groups of people, both of these like participant pools, in each of our conditions, like answered questions of like, how much do you want them to like the same music of you? How much do you want them to like the same food as you? And then the before that was, you're choosing a social network of 6 people, but you're a freshman in college, you're choosing a social network of your 6 people. You don't know anyone. So you're trying to make friends.
Mm-hmm.
And you can only select the people on your dorm floor. Okay? So like that was a scenario of a small group of people. So we thought like their importance of similarity would be low. They would have like a lower tolerance for similarity, or preference for similarity, because they know they don't have a lot of people to choose from.
Right.
So they're going to be more forgiving in those areas. Versus you go to a school of 30,000 people and you can choose your friends from all of them.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a cool little creative way to pose the question.
Right.
Just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But that happens all the time.
That would be something. That'd be a study that I'm actually like low-key kind of interested in, honestly.
Yeah.
That'd be dope to know the results.
Yeah.
What else? What else?
What you got?
I don't know. I had another one that I was going to see if you've got anything on. So I want to see what your thoughts are on this. I've realized more younger crowds that they're getting phones, earlier, and they're sitting on phones now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like even I'm saying your age and stuff
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. No.
And more kids are coming up with anxiety.
Yes.
Do you think that's due to being on phones all the time and
Yeah.
not being face to face talking to
I think
people?
social media and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, humans aren't meant to
Be on phones.
not even just be on phones, but interact with thousands of people.
Yeah.
Like, this is very up until 100 years ago, you talked to like maybe
50 people.
like 50 people.
And those.
And half of that
Like
is my
almost
family.
in your life. I'm just not in your life, but like in a year you would talk to 50 people.
Right.
And now you like have the not just like,
Like
and that's
2.5
called
million
interacting.
people.
Back in the like that's interacting. Now our social interactions are like a like on Twitter, a reply, a retweet. Like those are all different things that we're trying to input into like our social health.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was like the conversations.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'd see a nod and a wink, and but you would have to see the person.
Yeah.
So like humans aren't supposed to like interact with this amount of people.
But then yet again,
And-
there's a
Or
counter
care
argument
about
for
this
that.
amount of people.
There's a counter argument for that too, though, because I mean, just what 2-ish weeks ago, we had our friend Rob on, and he's from the UK. Now we would have never met him if we weren't on social media, and like you can make a lot of good friends off social media, but yet again, you don't know if that's who they really are.
But
Not saying Rob isn't, clearly, because he's a super chill dude, as we know.
chill.
But like, do you have anything like to say on that? Because
No, I think there are plenty of positives.
Yeah.
But for young people,
I don't think they should be on
especially young
social media at like fucking 10 years old.
oh
bro.
yeah,
Like we cut YouTube out of Madison. Like Madison doesn't go on YouTube no more because we saw a complete personality change just watching YouTube.
yep.
Have you ever seen like elementary schoolers or like middle schoolers like interact with each other?
It's weird.
It's like they're constantly trying to impress other people.
Yeah.
They like want that social validation.
Yep.
Like it's one of the things that like they're primarily searching for.
Popular group.
Yeah. And that's the way it's always been.
Yeah.
But now they're trying to do that with not just like the people in their little village. They're trying to do that with like thousands of people online.
Yep. Trying to get a single video or
So
picture
they
to go
shouldn't
viral.
care about them. And humans like shouldn't like we this is very new, caring about people we've never met.
Mm-hmm.
And like for some reason they care about it. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
So that I think that's, but also there's a bunch of really good things that happen.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But for younger people, a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, but I think it's the same as like, think of it as like drinking. Like you shouldn't be on it until you hit like almost till your brain is developed.
Yeah.
Because if your brain's not developed, all that shit like Madison thinks everything on YouTube is real.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Not at all. Not even
But
close.
like at their age, everything on there is real, or everything they see on TV is real, and it's like it's not like that.
Right.
It's just like if they drink too young, it's gonna fuck up their brain.
Yeah.
The same thing that social media does.
Yeah.
I think social media is becoming more and more, some reason it's like their business. So for some reason, people, it's like their business. So it is real. But like social media, I think should always be used as like a funny, like a fun escape, like not real, don't care about it that much, whatever. But younger people, they're caring about that as much as like the real world.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
So
like,
for instance, like you're right. If you do like make them wait,
they'll understand that. Like,
and frame it like this is just
the one that I think is the most toxic with that is Instagram, just because of all the fakeness, all the fake picture, like
and I was gonna say that too.
Faking everything, and then everybody that doesn't have that looks at it, and then they just get depressed, and then they get sad, and then you got kids like Madison today that's 7 years old. They'll go on something, not Instagram, but they'll go on say YouTube, and they see these kids walking around these mansions,
right, with Gucci belts on and fucking Versace flip flops or some shit. Right, and
like, we don't live in a shitty place, but it's like she'll get depressed just because they see they got
a pool in the backyard where yeah. But I mean, and I was gonna say that too. I was gonna say that too before you brought it up. Actually, that it's a lot of times like Instagram is not limited to, but a lot of females, like that's how females a lot of times, but like I said, not limited to, are coming into with anxiety and all that shit because they see the standard that they have to meet, but it is almost physically impossible to meet that standard because it's all through pick edit or whatever you want to call it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the social media's got the whole world going crazy.
Absolutely.
I can't hate on it considering.
Right. I mean, we use it daily. Use it for this. We
I'm
use it
also
for Twitter.
27 years old.
Right. And you can handle it. You can handle it. You know what's real. You know what's fake.
People on there are gonna talk shit.
Yeah.
And it's because they're upset with themselves already.
Yeah.
And they are angry. Yeah. And they just want to make someone else feel the pain they feel so they can feel better about themselves.
Yeah. All right. Let's say this now. I'm gonna cut it a little short. Not short. We're actually past the threshold, but let's cut it here. So then we can have you on for another episode. That would be awesome if you're down.
If you're down.
But before we end, do you have any other questions for us? Questions, comments, concerns?
No.
Anything you want to plug up? Like you want to throw your socials in there?
Yeah.
Social media or anything?
No, don't really have social media.
No?
Yeah, I'm the
Alright,
same way.
fair
This
enough.
dude runs my Twitter.
Yeah, I'm the. Yeah. Speaking of, I got to talk to you after recording. But
Alright, for sure.
other than that, stay safe, stay humble, live it limitless. Thank you so much for coming out. We will see you in the next one.
Appreciate
Peace.
it, D.
See ya.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for coming out, watching the entire episode. If you're still here, I love you. Mikey loves you. We all love you. Appreciate all the support. And like I said, this is a very different episode. And I know for sure this is going to reach a very different group of people. And the amount of people who actually enjoy this episode are going to be different. And that's completely okay. Like that's what this podcast is going to be about. There's going to be a lot of different episodes about a lot of different topics. So stick with us. Stay with us. We love you. Like I said, stay safe, stay humble, live it limitless. See you next Thursday. Thank you.
I didn't realize a pen was gonna take him to the other side of the house.
Where?
I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh, here's a pen."
Yeah, right. I was like, is there... He's dead.
Usually, a pen just fell out of his pocket.